Alright guys, if you missed part 1 of my frequently asked question video regarding my wash and go, I'm going to link it here on the screen as well as place a link down below in the description bar. You guys know I had to break that video up into 2 separate videos because if not, it would have been super duper long. So go ahead and get caught up on the first part. Guess what? My hair tangles and I also suffer from single strand knots. And that is because my hair is naturally curly, coily, or textured. And if you have hair that's curly, coily, or textured, you too may suffer from those, especially if you wear your hair in this sort of state. But there are some things that you can do, in my opinion, to minimize all of that. And that is stretching your hair. So if you stretch your hair via heat, you don't have to worry about that. If you stretch your hair via 2-strand twist or braid out, you too can minimize some of the knots and the tangles. Now, regarding knots and tangles with the wash and go, I find that I absolutely have to use a product. One, it helps with longevity. So if I don't use the product on my hair and just rock a wash and go with nothing, child, my hair will last until I go to sleep and wake up. It's just going to be a complete mess. So I have to use products on my hair. And two, when I use products on my hair, it helps the coils clump together so that they don't get all tangled, if that makes any sense. A lot of friction, a lot of movement can also create tangles. So you have to also keep that in mind. Sometimes, in my opinion, depending on what the weather is doing, if it's like really windy or what have you, I may notice that my hair may tangle a bit. I find that I have to detangle my hair first and then do the whole wash and go so that I don't have even worse tangles. Does that make sense? In my head, I know what I'm trying to say. And also too, pineappling my hair also reduces the tangles because I just go to bed as is, my hair is gonna do all of that. But Shug, how do you reduce shrinkage? Because my hair just shrinks up so much. Okay, there aren't too many things, in my opinion, that you can do to reduce shrinkage. Now you can use heat to reduce shrinkage, but then that creates like other issues. So if you wanted to elongate your wash and go, I guess you could do like a tension method by pulling the hair and then using your blow dryer to make it hang longer. But the problem with that is that the heat can be very, very dry, and if you do too much pulling, you're gonna lose like your pattern. Now what I would suggest that you do is you could possibly band your hair, which basically means you take a section of hair and you can take cloth ponytail holders and band it down the length of the hair in an effort to get it to stretch. If someone has a suggestion on how to stretch your hair, leave a comment down below. But I find that with the wash and go, if it's going to make your hair shrink up, if you have a problem with it, then don't do it. I was also asked, how do I maintain my wash and go? And basically, I just pineapple it at night and undo it in the morning time. Sometimes I don't. If I'm not leaving the house, I will literally have on a scarf and a bonnet all day long. Ask D3, right?
Yes. All
day, and I'm okay with it. Might not be the most attractive, but whatever.
We know your potential. Yeah,
I clean them nice though. So that means I don't spray it with anything. I don't oil it with anything. I don't do anything to it. If it seems like it's starting to dry out, then I will have to psych myself out to go shampoo it again. But I do nothing. I do nothing else to it once I have the style. Some of you guys were asking, will the wash and go work on short hair? Can you do the same technique? And the answer is yes, I guess. So I have been rocking wash and goes for 11 years. You know what? I'm going to do an 11 years of wash and go so you guys can see how my hair has evolved over the years with the whole wash and go. So look forward to that. But my technique has changed with my wash and go over the years. If your hair is shorter, of course, you don't have to do all of this. You may just do this or do one of these to get your wash and go on and popping. Now in my wash and go video, I made mention that I use apple cider vinegar, and someone asked what was the ratio, and it is 1:1. Now I often get asked about frizz a lot. Some people were like, but Shug, your hair doesn't look frizzy, and I do my wash and go and my hair looks like super frizzy. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Now I will say this, the more I wash and go, the less likely I am to have frizzy hair, if that makes any sense. So my curls and my coils sort of clump together. Also too, I do not brush my hair or comb my hair, so I think that helps to reduce the frizz. And I do the technique by sandwiching the hair between my fingers to make everything clump together. But keep in mind, some people have frizzier hair than others, and there are certain sections on my head that is like, what? The frizzes be popping off, like especially right here in this area. we're almost done. Now, I was asked about Tiny Tim and Broke Down Betty, which are these little bald spots that I had jumping off right here. I'm going to do a video about that later on, as far as my hair falling out with the whole postpartum ministry and all of that stuff. Now, I was asked about dryness. My hair is not dry generally, but if it is dry, that means I need to go back and shampoo it and start all over.
My hair be forever dry, but it's okay.
I know, because sleeping on cotton and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now that it's starting to get colder, I'm not going to do the wash and goes, and I'm just going to work on the protective hairstyles and keep my hair moisturized. And lastly, I was asked about possibly giving a routine. Now let's talk about routines for a minute. What works for me may not, or may work for you. So I'm really hesitant about saying, hey, you need to go get you a piece of paper and I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Okay, you need to wash your hair this, you need to do this. No, I'm not going to do that. When it comes down to your natural hair, it is important for you to figure out what works for you. It took me a good little while to figure this thing out, and I have it figured out. So experiment with your hair. If your hair doesn't like combing, stop combing that thing, or figure out other methods of getting the tangles and stuff out. If your hair doesn't like a whole bunch of shampoos, use apple cider vinegar. So it is important for you to experiment with your hair, find out what works for you. And that is it for this video. I hope that I answered some questions for you all. If you have any additional questions, leave it down below in the comment section. If I get a whole bunch, I will make an additional video. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. Your support means so much to me. It means so much to me. Means so much to me. So if you missed my last video, I'm going to link it right here on the screen, as well as place a link down below in the description bar. I'm not sure exactly what it is because we are in Vlogtober and this is pre-recorded. So yeah, I think that is it. I will see you all tomorrow with a brand new video. All right guys, be blessed. Peace.